One of the questions we get asked a lot is how are we able to deliver the results that we get and be able to guarantee results to clients? And in case you don't know me, my name is Sloss. I'm the CEO of One Shot. We're a coaching organization that works with busy professionals all over the world to improve their health, lose weight, and tone up. I'm just here to provide as much value as possible. When it comes to getting to a specific goal, we need data to determine what is working for you, what is not working for you. And the ways that we are able to work with clients is that we're extremely detailed with the amount of analytics that we do. We go very comprehensive on data because we want to make sure that we could deliver the work that we're doing with clients. And I'll give you some examples of the type of data sets that we're tracking with blood work is going to be one. We want to know what is our overall health like within our blood work, within our lab, what our hormone levels are at. Is there anything that could be stopping us within that range? Next is measuring your resting metabolic rate, your resting energy expenditure, meaning how many calories you're burning at rest doing nothing. That is very variable depending on each individual. This determines how your metabolism is actually functioning. With this medical device, we could actually see how many calories you're burning and is your body doing it very efficiently or very poorly. Once we know that, then that helps us a lot with engaging your specific program. Next is we get data from an INBODY analysis. So we could see your entire body composition in a numerical form, take all that data into account. The fourth thing is doing a 3D body scan. Now, old school methods when it comes to visuals, people would traditionally take photos of the front of their body, on the side of their body, in the back, and then that's how they'd compare. But there's too many variables within that, meaning if you do it in a different room with different lighting, you see different shadows and it gives the impression that you're more cut. A 3D body scanner gives us precise imaging and mapping of your body so we could see it with the shadows in a 3D model, and we could compare two 3D models on a month-by-month comparison and see what is the difference between your body 1 month ago till now and see that visually. At the same time, a scanner like that will typically measure you from neck all the way down to ankle so that we're able to see the amount of inches you're actually losing. The measurements in these type of scanners is not 100% accurate, right? There's nothing more accurate than you just getting your measuring tape and measuring your neck, your waist, hips, and whatnot. That's going to be more accurate, but the imaging we get and a lot of the other data sets that we get from a 3D scanner really does help. Taking into account data from your fitness tracker, seeing the amount of steps you're taking, calories you're burning throughout the day, getting all this on a graph to be able to graph it out. Last one is like daily weigh-ins. Monitoring one's weight fluctuations can really tell us a lot of what's going on within the body and how they're responding to exercise and to food. Our weight fluctuates up and down. It's volatile. It's changing every single day. We want to be able to know what do those trends look like. When we see all this data, what that helps us do, it helps us diagnose and pinpoint why somebody is stuck and why they're not losing weight. On the other side of that, what it shows us is the formula of what is working for that specific individual's body. We all have the same body. We are all made up of the same thing, but there are a lot of other variables that go into account with the human body that everybody will respond differently. The only way to find out what truly works for an individual is that we need lots of data to determine that so that we could personalize something to the individual themselves of what's going to work for them. With that much data, it's very hard to make mistakes. We already see what's working and what's not working. And obviously, the other variable that comes into account is the person's honesty with their coach or with us to let us know, when did you have a slip up? Did you exercise? Did you not? So one of the things that we have people is like brutal honesty. That helps us determine how the data looks. A lot of times, most people don't know how to read this data. Just because you go to a supplement store or a meal prep place and you get an INBODY analysis and you look at them side by side, that does not mean you are able to read them. And this is where most people get confused because they do something with an incompetent person and they look at side by side and they're like, oh my God, you gained 3 pounds of muscle in a single month. But you're going to be like, oh wow, I'm so excited. But the reality is that's physiologically impossible. Unless you're on high amounts of testosterone, you're not going to gain 3 pounds of muscle in a single month. And people will legitimately tell you this. This is the reason why I say not everybody knows how to read INBODY analysis data because there's variables that go into account to determine what is the accuracy between INBODY analysis. Our water levels are a big determining factor of how accurate the comparison will be because we could have very skewed data if our water levels are off, if we're constipated, if we're on a menstrual cycle, if we just ate, if we just worked out. You may think in your head, where am I going to get all this data done? Now, typically we handle this in-house at our office in Texas, but just know that doesn't mean all loss is hope for you. The way that we typically do it with the clients that we work with around the world is that we find the nearest locations to them where they could get all these scans done and have these sent to us so that we could graph it out on our our systems to be able to see this on a bird's eye view. All you need to do is find the different locations that may offer these types of scans, getting those scans done, gathering all that data, compiling it into a central area so where you can look at what's really working and what's not. All that may seem very complicated. This is just the way that we do it so that we're actually able to guarantee the results that we're delivering to clients. You probably don't have to go that above and beyond to do it. There are much simpler ways, but for us as an organization, we want to make sure, can we guarantee to get this person to their goal and transform their lives? And that's what we are all about here. So in case you guys like this, in case you guys want to see more in detail how this data looks, ask in the comments, like and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.